and welcome to For the Culture. It's your girl, MzMuah.
I'm AWB.
And I'm the Diva.
Thank you so much for tuning in tonight as we talk about things that are just important to us and our culture. Of course, we are now. Is it Women's History Month? Am I saying that right?
I think
Yes,
that's it. Yes,
it is.
Yeah. So we're gonna talk about some powerful sisters tonight and just their impact on the community and the culture. Y'all ready?
Let's
do
go.
it.
Okay. So I was looking at some documentaries and some different things, and I can say that women have been through a lot, much more than I even knew. From issues with being able to work, being able to vote, being able to purchase property. I mean, society was not a fan of us, as well as the Me Too movement as well, which is talking about sexual abuse and harassment and all those things. And so I think what was kind of scary to me is the woman she's the carrier, there you go,
Okay.
of the baby, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, you have that seed, and we need that seed.
Mm-hmm.
But without carrying, well, then the baby never comes to life, right? So the woman is very significant.
You would think.
So the fact that we have struggled for rights and working and voting and owning property, to me, it just does not make any sense. Another thing that I learned is women of color dealt with a struggle on top of a struggle.
Yes.
Meaning women that were not of color already had these issues, right? But if you were a woman of color, you had these issues plus two.
Intersectionality is what
Yes.
Yeah.
So you want to vote, or you want to march, or you got to go to the back. So wow, we have experienced a lot when it comes to working, property owning, and voting, etc. What you got, AWB?
I have so much.
Mm-hmm.
Women's history is, we talked about Black history last month. This month, women's history. Women's history is so important for us to know and understand. Like you said, we have been through so much. We couldn't vote. We couldn't own property. We couldn't own businesses. We had no legal rights. The role of the woman was simply to please her man and raise children. That was it. We were not considered full people. We were just women.
Wow.
And we were supposed to know our rights. But we had Ruth Bader Ginsburg. Okay, everybody knows who she is. RBG is what they called her. Because of the 19th Amendment that was passed, that allowed women to vote, but it still didn't give them the right to vote. Now that's weird. The 19th Amendment said, okay, women have the right to vote, but you still were not allowed to vote. That's how that went.
Catch 22.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't think that women were intelligent enough. They thought that women were too timid and too tender. We were real prissy. So we couldn't do anything except please our man and watch the kids. So after a while, women said, you know what, I'm over it. I'm done. I want to come out the house. I want to get in the streets. I want to stay at home. And then we had those folks like Janet who talked about control, and Aretha who talked about respect. And then there was the Pointer Sisters. They said, I know we can.
Yeah.
So we went through a lot.
Yes. What you got, Diva?
I'll go more to the arts side of things.
Okay.
And, we have some great women that are pioneers in the arts industry, even in engineering and inventing. So some of the people I found interesting and want to share is like Zora Hurston.
Oh, yeah.
Their Eyes Were Watching God, which is actually one of my favorite movies. And, I still say Halle should have won definite awards for that because she played that role.
Yeah.
For that time period, you know. And of course our Maya Angelou with her Phenomenal Woman, and our Emily Dickinson with her letters and poems, mostly to her sister-in-law and to Higgins. So, then we also have some of our brown sisters. We have Latina Sojournia, the nun, who wrote letters and did different poetries as well.
Okay.
And had hers recognized. And, I can talk about plenty of people, but I think the interesting thing that really stuck out to me is that there are really only about maybe 400 or less public documentations of women being acknowledged
Isn't that
for
something?
their works. You know?
Woo!
We're talking
Okay.
Mother Earth.
Yes.
Yeah, we are. Tonight, if you're just tuning in, this is For the Culture. You can catch us every Monday at 7 as we talk about our culture and things that are just important to us. Tonight, we are talking about powerful women and women's history as we kick March off. So I have some questions for you guys, and it's funny because I just saw something on social media here recently where a gentleman was on a podcast, and he said, yeah, if a woman makes too much money or if she's too successful, she's unattractive.
Wow.
I don't want to date her, because if you already have all that, what you need me for? What's crazy is that has always been a conversation amongst women. Like, I don't think he wants me to be this successful, or I don't think, but to hear a man just come out and say it, I wasn't ready. So I have a question for you guys. Why do you believe society has such an issue with the financial success of women, specifically women of color? What is it?
It is insanity. You know, I don't even know the answer to the question. First of all, how do we act as women? If you're doing too much, then you're independent. If you're not doing enough, then you're dependent. You're a gold digger. Where is our place? We talk about knowing your place all the time. Where is our place? Because, you know, damned if you do, damned if you don't. I mean, who are we supposed to be? You know, I don't know. Now, truly, a man who is about his business does not need any help from a woman, okay? But doesn't it make it gravy? Doesn't it bring the meal all together? I mean, nobody wants to be on the struggle bus, right? So if you're bringing it and I'm bringing it, we bringing it together, look what we can do. I don't understand why there's, and it almost seems like, and I may be wrong here, I may be off on it, anyway, it almost seems like jealousy. You know?
Woo.
And we should not be jealous of one another. We need to know how to hold each other up, lift each other up. That's why I'm so glad that we're doing this tonight on women's history, because one thing that we need to learn as black women is to support one another.
Yeah.
So that's the end of my rant.
What do you think, Diva?
I'll come the other side of things, and I will say that it starts with a conversation. In any relationship, since, you know, a lot of people are still into roles and responsibilities,
Okay.
you had to have that understood. But going along with what you're saying as well, what is the role of the woman today? You know, we don't have typical stay-at-home moms anymore. We don't have the women that are, you know, doing all the cooking and cleaning by themselves. You know, that's usually a shared responsibility now between the man and the woman in a relationship or what have you, your partner. But at the same time, it goes back to, we have got to stop seeing each other, men and women, in relationship as each other's enemies.
Yes.
It is not a competition. It is not, you know, divide and conquer, and what I make is what I make, and what you make is what you make. It's supposed to be a partnership.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be bringing it together into the household for the success of the family.
Yeah.
You know, but that goes away for some reason, you know, and then a lot of it, like you said, it may be jealousy, it may be, you know, gender equality, it may be, I want you to do well as long as you're not doing better than me.
We talked about that.
You know, these are some things we definitely have talked about
Yeah.
before, you know,
Yeah.
I put it out there, you know, no hate mail, but you know, it is what it is.
Yeah. For me, I believe it falls under ego and insecurity.
Okay.
Because to me, if you are secure with yourself, whether you be male or female, you're going to want a successful partner. Why would you not? There is only benefits that come from that.
Yeah.
Because if you're both getting to the bag, then you have a bigger bag.
Right.
But if it's about control for you, or if it's about you being greater in your mind, or you're the only one that can win in your mind, well then, now we got a problem. Because to me, there's nothing attractive about insecure anybody, whether it be male or female, because even as a woman, you should want him, in my opinion, to be successful and to be at his greatest potential. So when I saw the snippet of the gentleman that said, if she's too successful or if she's too educated or whatever, that's a turnoff. To me, he represents a very insecure man, because you do not have to minimize her. And I've listened to great men of power, whether it be Jay-Z, whether it be Bishop T.D. Jakes, whether it be Denzel Washington, talk about the strength, whether it be Barack Obama, talk about the strength, the education, and the drive of their wives. And I just think it takes a strong man to have a strong woman. So if you're insecure and you're egotistical, just say that.
Do you think that, I'm sorry, do you think that men feel that way? Not all men, the man that you were listening to, do you think that maybe because he has dealt with so many struggles, maybe he has dealt with so many doors closing in his face, that he is almost angry because the doors have been opened for the female first?
I think it's like society has taught us in the history that there is a level where men do the hard things, or they do the things outside of the home, and women do the things inside of the home. I think he's stuck in like a place that we used to be in a long time ago. Because why do you think like that? If we are who we are and we've come this far, I mean, we have a female vice president of the United States, and she is a woman of color.
Right.
That should let you know we're no longer there. So to me, I just think it's that insecurity and that ego.
I'll just add one little thing to that, and I'll say that, you know, again, the opposite side of things. You know, we as women have to make sure we are not demasculating our men. You know, we cannot be the ones that when they come home, tell them you ain't worth and you can do better than what you're doing. Even if it's true, there's a way to do it.
Okay.
So, you know, that also may be playing into the insecurities and into the feelings of less stature.
I think something that is irritating to me, though, is still the ideal of the gender roles based on the fact that we are working women. So wait a minute, let me get this straight.
Okay.
I'm going to go to work.
Straighten it out for us.
Just like you.
Okay.
But then you expect me to come home.
That's what I expect, yes.
And cook.
Yes.
And clean.
Yes. And
take care of the children.
Yes.
What you going to do?
Because I'm playing a game.
I went to work just like you, though. I'm tired just like you. So it seemed like when she came out of that house, we should have partnered together.
No, because do you not understand that so many people did not want us to come out the house? These old white men that sit on the Supreme Court, they were trying to make sure that we didn't come out of the house.
Yeah.
But here's the funny part. There were females who were saying, no, we don't want equal rights. We don't want equal rights. I mean, the ERA, Equal Rights, the Equal Rights Amendment, did not pass until 2020. This is 2022. So that bill, that amendment just passed. There were so many people, I think that they thought, maybe, I don't know, just listening and reading, we were going to take their place. You talked about, you know, white women and black women and black women. Yeah, we had it really rough because even in the suffrage movement, the white women, you know, they marched, and they wanted the black women to march also, but they said, but hey, go over there, march over there.
Yeah.
We don't want you up front with us, but we want your support. You know, so we got it literally from all ends. 2020, Equal Rights Amendment just passed.
If you're just tuning in, this is For the Culture, and you can catch us every Monday at 7 p.m. live right here on Facebook. And if you miss us, no worries. You can catch us later on YouTube. Now, the next question that I have for you guys is, this is a good one.
Okay.
Do you believe that we are using our rights as women to their full potential?
No.
Okay.
No, I don't. There is so much more that we could do. There's so much more. What people need to understand, and Malcolm X said this, he said that every country that has progress has progressive women. You know?
Say that.
You know? If they understood, we, first of all, we are nurturers by nature.
Yeah.
Okay? We just wanna help.
Yeah.
We wanna make it better.
Yeah.
There's no reason for us to, be frowned upon or beat, or in some countries still beating women, you know. We can do so much more. Just let us.
Yeah.
Just let us.
Because if you think about it, if you have a good woman in your life, she's going to help you sort things out. We're analytical. We plan things out. We will plan things from now to next year for you. We will help you figure some things out. So it's like, what's more important, the ego or getting it done successfully?
The ego. The ego wins every time.
It definitely does. It definitely does.
Do you think we're using our rights to full potential?
I would definitely say no. I don't think us as women, we know our rights even. A lot of people are, I won't say uneducated, but in fact, uneducated to women's rights. And what we have in this country, what rights we are given in this country, and a lot of times it takes us looking at some of our third world counterparts to see how much freedom we really have, if you want to call it that. But we still have a long way to go.
So my answer is the same as you are. I said, I don't believe we do. I believe between society, men, and our peers, we rather make them comfortable. And so because of that, we don't go to our full potential. We don't always go for the highest position or the highest role because we don't want to make anybody mad. If I'm doing too well, I got friends looking at me away. I got family looking at me away. I got him looking at me away. So I think we kind of cap ourselves. Like, okay, let me do so much and then let me pause because I don't need to tick nobody off.
Say, I don't want no smoke, right?
I don't want no smoke, which is so crazy because we should be able to be our very best selves.
That's what we talk about all the time. We have a lot of catchphrases.
Yeah.
And that's one of them, to be your best self. But again, if you are trying to be your best self, you've got so many people working against you. I talked about Ruth Bader Ginsburg earlier. She knew that the Supreme Court was not going to go for women's rights, okay? So she began to fight for gender rights, okay? She began to fight for men who were being mistreated, okay? And she won.
Imagine that.
And she won. So then they had to think about, oh wait, what did she just do? She was a bad somebody.
Yeah.
Y'all don't know her story. Little bitty Jewish lady.
Yeah.
She was beautiful too when she was young.
Oh, yes,
my
she
God,
was.
she was
Yes, she was. Okay, next question. This is a good one too.
Okay.
Do you believe women of color specifically have full access to success in the workforce and in education? I need y'all gems right now because I'm about to give y'all mine. Go ahead.
Listen. We have access to it. We really do. Okay. But baby, when I tell you we got to bring our A game, we got to bring 200% every single day. You got to be on top of it. You got to look good, work good, walk good, smell good. You got to have all the goods.
Yeah.
Okay?
Absolutely.
Yes, it's absolutely there. But baby, when I'm telling you, you got to have that iron, that rod iron that's going to get that big fish, because they're going to dangle it. They're going to dangle it right in front of you, and then every time you get close, they're going to move it a little more. They're going to tell you, you need to do this. Just do this right here. Once you do this, we're not going to do it this time, but next time, I'm almost sure you got it.
Good. Go ahead, Diva.
I think of movies, and I'm a big movie buff. Even like 9 to 5. Look at the women of the show. And they are sister girls in another life. There you go. But then I also think about movies like Something New, where they were asking for her to devote her whole life to this corporation in order to make a partner.
Yes.
So when she finally made partner, she told them, what? Guess what? Look, 1 week in a month is mine. Don't call me. Don't text me. Don't email me. there's got to be a balance. So I agree that they dangle part of the balance in front of you. Well, if you want to be this successful, you can't really have a work-life balance.
Yes.
Or you can't be a wife and a mother and take care of your kids. And you can't do this and you can't do that. And we expect you to look a certain way or to dress a certain way in order to fit into the corporate image.
Yes.
You know, so there's definitely some milestones we've made. We also put a ceiling on ourselves.
Yep. Yep. That's what you said.
You know, with us being women of color in corporate America, if you have a woman in a position, sometimes she doesn't want anyone else of color to get in a position.
Yeah.
And that's unfortunate. It's very unfortunate. I'm saying it.
Come on.
You know.
Yeah.
But it's the truth.
Yeah.
And it goes back to us having the crabs in a barrel mentality. You know,
Yeah.
we're not trying to bring anybody else along that's equally educated or equally qualified for positions because we're still fighting to get ours.
What about when they put those little things in front of us? Wait, I love this one. Your braids and your afro.
Oh.
What about when they do that?
Yeah.
What about because
You gotta get out of my head.
I'm sorry. You go ahead.
So this is what I said. Y'all follow me on this.
Okay.
I said I think we can attend the party,
Okay.
but we cannot host the event.
Mm-hmm.
And let me tell you what that means. You know I'm a little poetic. You know.
She
So-
gets it honestly.
Just a little bit. So this is what I said. Unless we work extremely hard and strategically,
Okay.
we will not be in place to get and do certain things. Then I said what I mean by this is things are there, but they're kind of out of our reach. And then we are stereotyped as being angry and aggressive and arrogant and ignorant when really we are educated and we are principled and we are passionate. There is a difference, okay? And so because of these stereotypes, it is different and difficult for us to do us and reach that certain level of success and our physical appearance as well. I was just telling my son earlier because he witnessed discrimination this weekend.
Wow.
And it really bothered him.
Okay.
And so what he told me was his experience, and I'll come back to this in just a second. He said, I walked into an elevator and a lady was already in it and she wasn't of color. And he said she snatched her son and her daughter instantly started crying.
Wow.
He said, and then she clutched her purse. He said it was just me because I had misplaced something of mine. So I was looking around the hotel to see where it was. And he said, I felt so uncomfortable. He said, but then next thing you know, here came her husband. I don't know if he was on a different floor or what, but he stepped in and he said, why are you looking like that? And he said, Mom, you could tell that she was like signaling towards me.
Wow.
And he said, her husband said to her, he's got to be 11, 12, 13 at the oldest. Are you serious? And I said, well, thank God for him.
Yes.
And so I started to talk to him about the differences and discrimination that we deal with on the workplace and in the workplace. And some things that I've experienced is, oh, well, you can't necessarily wear that. But wait a minute. They wear it.
Yep.
Just tell me I got too many thighs and hips. Just tell me I got too much booty. Because I have on the same thing that they have on, but I can't wear mine.
Right.
Oh, okay, we're going to give you this title. But now that we've given it to you, you know, it's a probationary thing, though. We need to see how well you're going to do. Well, wait a minute. Is it mine or not?
Yeah.
What's going on? So we deal with
It's
some
contentious,
things.
Yeah.
Oh, and then, oh, look at your hair. Don't touch my hair.
What is that?
Look at your,
What is that? That people come up and want to touch your hair.
I don't, that's the thing. So we definitely deal with some things on the workforce. I want to know specifically what you guys feel about this next question because it is on my heart and I want to release it. I said, how do you feel about the Me Too movement? Which of course is women speaking out on their experience of inappropriate behavior when it comes to sexual harassment and abuse. How you feel about it?
You go, Diva.
Okay. She said I'm passing the ball. Okay.
You know, honestly, I'm grateful for that movement. Unfortunately, like with a lot of great things, they try to make it more about the person versus the mission. You know, because when the movement first came out, of course, you know, they discovered or talked about the founder being lesbian or, you know, her sexuality. It had nothing to do with what was really going on.
Yeah.
You know, and that's just
And she
unfortunately
happened to be a
what
black woman.
happens. Exactly. You know, so, you know, they try to overshadow the actual meaning behind the movement, where it was actually giving people that were victimized a voice because of those things. And, you know, it's typical of what kind of happens, unfortunately, in our country when it's coming to a great movement.
So, like, Black Lives Matter.
There you go.
Okay. So, you ready to answer?
You know what? I've been mulling it over. That's an old folks
There you
saying.
Yeah, it was before my time.
Was it?
Mhm.
Well, listen, I think that the movement was necessary because the casting couch has existed for forever. Okay? In order for you to get the part, in order for you to get the role, in order for you to get the job, if you be a little nice to me, I can make sure this happens for you.
Ouch.
So it was necessary.
Yikes.
But then, like you talked about, when a good thing starts, there's going to be a couple of people who want to put some vinegar in it. Okay? They just can't let the recipe be. Okay? Like folks who put raisins in potato salad. What is that?
I don't get it.
Anyway.
You do that? No.
No.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay.
It just takes one or two bad seeds to make a thing not work.
Right.
If you're just tuning in, this is For the Culture. You can catch us every Monday live at 7 p.m. as we talk about things that just matter to us. Make sure you are following us on all social media platforms: Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, and New Beat Radio. And the question was, how do you feel about the Me Too movement? My answer on that is, I feel like a few ways.
Okay? And because you're a woman, you can do that.
I feel like it's difficult for women to come out to speak on whatever is happening to us. Because people look at us like we're too sensitive, or we're too touchy, or we're too this and we're too that. So what I don't like about the Me Too movement is the fact that every time a sister comes forward, she is challenged. Her testimony is challenged. Automatically, people are like, that didn't happen. How do you know that? How do you know that didn't happen? Because who wants to publicly come out in front of the world and say something that detailed, that personal, that private happened to you just to be lying? Not everybody just wants to do that.
Yeah.
And so the fact that every time a story comes out, every time a situation is addressed, we got to look at it like, oh, but it was their fault. Perfect example. Triggered me to my soul. This R. Kelly documentary. These were young ladies. These were young women. And they were trusting adults that were around them. They trusted their parents.
Yeah.
They trusted their peers. And they trusted whoever they were looking up to. We failed them as a community. But because of who he is, and how powerful he is, and how talented he
And
is,
the money.
they are challenged. They are questioned, and it is their fault. Even though he was the pedophile, I have issue with that. Can you tell?
Yeah.
Okay.
What we do is we make the victim the villain.
Yes.
That's what we do.
Yeah.
And then what they in that case, in a lot of cases, what they do is now they're going to dissect your past.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
well, you had on a mini skirt, or you had on booty shorts.
Yeah.
You know, what does that got to do with the price of eggs going up?
Nothing.
It doesn't have anything to do with somebody being wrong.
Yeah.
And in so many cases, these folks, and I say folks because it's men and women,
Yeah.
okay, who are wrong, but the person who was wronged is the one who gets to be questioned.
Ooh.
You know, ladies, I will say, and before I say anything, I will say that I am definitely an advocate for victims' rights. You know, and won't share any testimony right now, but I know personally people that have been victimized and raped and exposed to pedophiles.
Mm-hmm.
As a parent, my first thing would be,
I'm gonna shoot you.
why
I'm sorry.
Mom.
Huh?
were your children put in a situation where they were with this grown man
Money.
by themselves?
Money.
It doesn't make it right what happened.
Mm.
I'm not saying that at all. What I'm saying is there were steps that could have been taken,
Should have been taken.
should have been taken,
Yeah.
to prevent the R. Kelly kind of situation, the Harvey Weinsteins,
Yeah.
all of these other people,
Yeah.
Hugh Hefner,
Yeah.
that legally were doing prostitution for all sakes and purposes.
Well, why is it that we are in a place as women, the ones, okay, so we spoke on the victims.
Mm-hmm.
Let's speak on the willing participants. Why is it that we don't value ourselves enough to not subject ourselves to such foolishness?
Money.
You keep saying money.
Because it is the root of all evil. If you want to know somebody's character, give them a lot of money or take it all away.
Woo.
You're gonna see some things. You're gonna see some people act in a different kind of way. You know?
As Sister Karen says in church, she's on somebody's rope.
I mean, do you think by any stretch of the imagination that those parents of those girls would have allowed their babies to be at Joe Blow's house? No. It was Robert Kelly.
But there's
Money
something,
maker.
but there's something about powerful men and their influence, because listen, you ain't gonna think Kanye's a fool until you become Kim. I've been Kim.
Man.
I've been Kim, right? But because he's this powerful man, oh, he's so funny. No, he's stalking her.
And
he's crazy.
And he's not funny. And he's threatening this other man. And nobody is saying
Because
anything
he's
about it.
Kanye, y'all can't adjust his crown. That's not. We gotta stop giving people of men of power. There we go. This umbrella where they can just do whatever they want.
whatever.
Somebody's got to be able to say something, do something.
Yeah.
Shout out to 50 Cent, by the way. I'm gonna shout him out. Maybe he'll watch one day. I don't know. But what he did was he posted a picture of Monique, and he said, "Don't you miss her running things? I got you." Listen, it was powerful, right? Because we're talking about powerful men. What can they do to influence? We see what they can do in a negative way. Let's do something positive.
That's right.
So when I saw that, my heart smiled. Because I'm like, ooh, she's been through so much. She needs a covering.
Yes.
She needs a man to... Because one thing about us in this society is they only let us go so far. As women, we need a man sometimes to help us get along. And say no. Kanye need a Ice Cube. That would be great. He needs a T.I. He needs a Dr. Dre. He needs somebody that's about that to say no, sir. You gotta
Right.
stop.
But you know
Eat your
what?
life.
Why are they not saying anything? Why are they not? You say you named a couple of names. Because listen, I have friends who, I mean, we've just rode out together. We have absolutely clowned together. We've been on the church pew together. When I'm out of line, they let me know.
There you go.
When they out of line, I let them know. Now sometimes it's hard conversations.
Yeah.
But you gotta have a hard conversation when somebody is acting a fool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially you putting a woman in danger. Come on, somebody.
And it happens to be the mother of your children.
Yeah.
So, it just, that's a whole nother facet to it.
Yeah.
But like you said, he doesn't have that person. And a lot of times us in society, we don't have that person that's willing to actually step up and say, I am my brother's keeper, I am my sister's keeper.
Yeah.
Let's have a conversation in love, whether
Yeah.
it's difficult or not.
You know what happens though? A lot of people, not all people, they like to surround themselves with yes men. Whatever I do, whatever I say, we good with it. You shouldn't want to be around those people. A yes man is no good for you. A yes man, first of all, is going to turn on you whenever the opportunity presents itself.
Stop dropping those dollars. And see what
Listen,
happens.
listen.
I'm getting there on that. I'm on the train.
Woo! We dropping some gems. Okay, we've been talking about that for a second. I have another question for you guys.
Okay.
What do you think is the most challenging thing that you face as a woman?
Let me tell you something. The most challenging thing that I faced in being a woman is being a mother.
Okay. Okay.
Listen, you think that, okay, you got the cute little baby, oh, this is so sweet. It's so sweet. And then you get the diarrhea all over the front of your dress.
Oh, dang.
That's okay. It's my baby.
Yeah.
Then you got the toddler that's running around the house. Where did they get the energy?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. And then the preteen. Oh, that's when life is so good.
Oh.
The sarcasm is just.
And if you are so blessed to have a daughter.
Oh yeah! Just in case you did not know, this is mother and daughter here.
Listen,
yeah!
And then you think 18. Oh my goodness, they're gonna be on their own.
Oh,
They gonna go out and they gonna fly.
Yeah.
And then they fly back home.
Yeah.
But you know what? It is the hardest job and the best job.
Yeah.
And it's a thankless job. And
Yeah.
because you do, most mothers I know anyway, they do the best they can with what they got.
Yeah.
Nobody is saying, hey, you're great. No, just do your job. Just raise the kids.
Yeah.
And then if they're so fortunate enough to play basketball or win a Grammy or something, they might thank you on TV,
Yeah.
But otherwise, it's just,
Well, thanks, Mom. I felt like she needed that right here, right now, in front of America. Thanks, Mom.
Hardest job and the best job.
Hi, Mommy, in case you're watching. We love you, boo. But, honestly, I think at this point in my life, my hardest job is being a woman that leaves a legacy. That I do have children. I even have a grandson currently, so, and then as I look at my children who are all grown, thank the Lord, but they are going into their own lives, their own lifestyles, and, looking into marriage.
And you still want to protect them, don't you?
You do, but you have to let them be their own people and trust that you have instilled in them in their youth great principles. So the other side of that, I would say, that's hard for me right now is making sure that I am being a consistent support to others. Life happens, MzMuah and I had a conversation. It's like, we have to make an appointment to go eat with each other because it's been crazy, in life. But, making sure that I am there for someone because suicide is real. Depression is real.
Absolutely.
And I would much rather anyone call me. It could be a perfect stranger. I'd rather you talk to me and let me pray with you. Let me console you. Let me just even listen.
Yeah.
Versus you taking your own life.
That's good. Yeah.
So.
I think the most challenging thing for me, I have two. One of them is balance. Being able to be the mom, the daughter, the sister, the worker, the boss, the homekeeper, the dreamer, the entrepreneur, the doing it all is difficult, especially for me because I wear a lot of hats and I do a lot of things. But I design my life that way because I want to continue with my dreams, even though I do have children, even though I am an adult. I want to continue with things that I want to do. So I just finding that balance to me is difficult sometimes because sometimes I want to go, and sometimes I'm so tired and drained and I can't say yes to everything and I can't be every single place. I got to take them here. And then one thing about my children, they have their families in their life on the opposite side, which is awesome. But I am the dominant. I am the person that's there all the time. So, I got to pick you up. I got to drop you off. I got to show. I got to work. I got to do this. Finding that balance can be very, very difficult doing all on your own. And what I realized, and I had to come to a moment to myself and realize, is I have been doing this solo for a while.
Yeah.
And so sometimes we think because of situations that we're in or we're around that, oh no, I have help or I have this. No, you really doing all that, by yourself. So, I mean, if I'm going to do it by myself, I might as well do it by myself.
Might as well do it by yourself.
And so that's, I think, number one. The balance for me is hard and it can be very exhausting at times. I keep my phone on D&D a lot.
Yes, you do.
Yes, I do.
But you know what? I push that little button to say notify anyone.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. My real ones do that because they're coming through anyway. Number two, the thing that I struggle with the most, and thank you for this, ma'am. I am a alpha female. I am strong.
When she said thank you, she didn't really mean.
Yeah, no, I did. I get this from you. I am an alpha female. I am strong. I am a hustler's hustler. One thing about me, I'm going to figure it out. And so some people don't like that.
Like that gentleman you were talking about earlier.
Yeah. So they like, oh, you do all that and you a woman? Yeah. Just because I have a thing don't mean I can't do what you do. We just got different things. You know what I'm saying? You got your thing, I got my thing. Let me do my thing. But some people don't like that. They don't. And so I find it challenging.
But people got to understand, though, when you're a hustler and you meet a hustler, oh my God, what y'all can do.
The endless possibilities.
Oh my God, what you could do.
What you can
Don't be upset about it. I mean, let's rejoice in this thing.
If you pay attention to my story or me on Facebook, you will notice that I post J and B all the time. And the reason for that is they're a freaking powerhouse.
Yeah.
She's a boss in her right. He's a boss in his. And so together, billions of dollars. Like, you just got two people that's just going to get to the... That is great. What is wrong with me?
Listen, it doesn't mean that they're not going to have issues.
Yeah.
They're not going to have troubles. They're not going to have problems because they're just people too.
Yeah.
But when you can say, okay, I messed this up.
Yeah.
Let me sit down for a second.
Yeah.
Let me think about what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And then come on back together. Come
Yeah.
on, y'all.
Jada
we
and
can
Will.
do this.
I mean,
Accountability.
Yes.
That's the magic
Yes.
word. Accountability.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, it goes back to, again, for some reason in our head, in our culture, we become enemies versus
Partners.
I
Yeah. want to be your partner friend.
You don't have to be
And
in
rub on
competition.
you a little bit too.
Listen, I want to be your support.
Exactly.
I want to be your peace.
I think
But can you be
again,
mine? Can you be my support? Can
There
you
you
be
go.
my peace?
Listen,
Because you can't want me to be your peace and you give me hell.
Right. And then you know what my former pastor used to say? He told me this. My first marriage, my third, whatever. Anyway, one of those husbands,
we don't leave it there.
he said that I had to be his cheerleader. I had to encourage him.
Yeah.
I had to support him. I had to lift him up. And I thought to myself, okay. I got my own business. I work 2 jobs. I got some kids. Oh yeah, cheerleader. You go. Yay.
But see,
Who's
I
supposed to be my cheerleader?
that's what I was going to say. I don't have an issue with being anyone's cheerleader, but I need that same thing in return. Because just like you a boss, I'm a boss.
Yeah.
Just like you a worker, I'm a worker.
Yeah.
Just like you a parent, I'm a parent. Just like you a human freaking being, so am I. So we're going to have to do this thing together and support each other. Because if not, what are we doing? I can't be your cheerleader and you just on the couch.
Yeah.
I saw a meme and it made perfect sense. In order to be with an entrepreneur, you have to be willing to become the assistant, the secretary, the lover, the fighter, all the above, the
Hold this
protector.
camera. Do that for me. Yeah. All of that.
Because that's what they're going to give you, more than likely, if not above and beyond that.
Yes.
So you have to
It's a
have
team.
the reciprocity.
It's
Can
a
we
team.
be teammates?
That's what it is.
I cook, you cook. I clean, you clean. I get the bag, you get the bag. I cook. That's the new song. I'm going to do a music video.
You're going to have to dance too. We're going to have to
For the love of moi, it's coming out. And it's, I cook, you cook.
Okay, you gotta have some backup.
I get to the, and they're going to be like, I want that old school type
background.
You know what I'm saying? I want that. Yes.
We can absolutely do this if we have a heart and a mind to do it.
Yeah.
It's got to be communication, constant communication. And what people don't understand also in that relationship with powerful people, it's got to be communication, mutual understanding, and mutual respect,
Yeah.
or it will not work.
Question for you guys. What is something that you could tell your younger self that would help young ladies today?
Run. No. I'm sorry.
You know what?
I apologize. It just slipped
You
out. I
are
didn't
rare
know.
form.
I know it all the time.
All the time. Go ahead. What would you tell your younger self? Help some people.
Listen, I would say a couple of things. First of all, you are beautiful.
Yeah.
I don't care the shade. I
Yeah.
don't care the size. You are beautiful.
Yeah.
And then I would say, believe in yourself.
Yeah.
Because in order for, other people to believe in you, you got to believe in yourself.
Yeah.
So if you got to rehearse this thing, if you got to say every morning to yourself, good morning, gorgeous.
Yeah.
Come on, Mary.
That's my song.
That's what I would
That's my
say.
song.
Listen, believe in yourself.
Yeah. Diva?
I would definitely tell young ladies, and including my younger self, do not let anyone diminish your light.
Yeah.
A lot of times we try to hide who we are
Yeah.
to try to accommodate other people.
Yeah.
And a lot of times it comes out anyway.
Yeah.
So don't be afraid
Yeah.
to be your
Authentic self.
Yes. I would tell my younger self as well as young ladies to slow down.
Oh, yes.
In life, I think we want certain things. So we see things and we be like, oh, this is it. No, it's not. Oh, but it's so close. So what? Slow down. Give yourself an opportunity to learn some things, to see some things before you make permanent decisions in your life. Because once they're made, they're made. And if I could go back in time, I would tell myself, just slow down, just a little bit. Just slow down, because this ain't it. That ain't it either. Just slow down. And so, as I've gotten kind of older, I'm learning to look at things full circle and be able to walk away if I feel like it's not what it needs to be. So slow down and know that you're gorgeous. And let your light shine. This was great things to tell the ladies.
Absolutely.
Look, this was a great show. If you missed it, we will be back next Monday, and it will be on YouTube soon. We thank you so much for liking, sharing, and following. This is For the Culture. Have a good night.
Good night.
See y'all next week.